Hi, friends. Welcome to Studies with Joy. So, our today's topic is ninth standard, chapter Science 2, chapter number 9, Environmental Management. So, this topic is very interesting topic and it is very nice chapter because it is telling us about the solid waste management, how to protect our environment, how to maintain the balance in the ecosystem, and how to protect our own health. So don't skip this video, watch it full, you will surely enjoy this video. And before starting, please like and subscribe my channel and also press the bell icon button so that you get the first notification when we upload a video, and also share the video with your friends. Okay, so let's start. So mainly, what is environment according to you? Environment is the nature around you. And what is hydrosphere, lithosphere, and atmosphere according to you? Hydrosphere is water around you, atmosphere is air around you, and lithosphere is land around you. So these are the three basic things, and they three form the biosphere of the environment. So there are some atmospheric conditions which act or which processes atmospheric processes take place in the environment. So according to these atmospheric processes, the weather changes. Now our first topic in this chapter is weather. So what is weather according to you? We say no that today it is too cold, yesterday it was too hot, and today it is very much humid. I Today it will rain very heavy, the clouds are very dense. So we say all these statements frequently. Why? Because our opinion about the weather by making statements is shown. So that is our opinion because we see the atmosphere or we feel the atmospheric conditions. That's why we say these statements. So exactly what is weather? Let's see. Weather depends upon the prevailing conditions of the air. So weather depends upon the prevailing conditions of the air. Prevailing means the current at present conditions of the air. Okay, and it does not remain for last more than long time. It is for only lesser time. Why it is like that? Because weather changes more. It don't take even 24 hours. See, today it is little hot, tomorrow it will become more hotter. It can be like that, we feel no. And if today it is little colder, tomorrow it can be hotter. So that is the weather that which changes, and as per the weather we decide the seasons. Okay, weather is related to a specific location and specific time. So weather is related to a specific location. It means in Mumbai it is hot, and it is not necessary that in Kerala also it should be hot. It is at a specific location there is different weather. In Kerala it is different, in Mumbai it is different. Specific time also, in Mumbai all the time it won't be the hotter air, hotter climate or hotter weather. So it would be changing, no. So after a particular time it will also change. So that is this point telling us changes in the weather may occur for short periods of time. So changes in the weather occur only for short periods of time only. They don't remain for longer time. Now we will see about climate. What is climate? The climate of a particular region is the average of daily readings of various weather related parameters recorded for several years. Hence, climate is a long term predominant condition of the atmosphere. So, climate is very long term predominant condition of the atmosphere. It takes even years for it to change. Weather changes very frequently, but the climate doesn't change continuously. And the climate of a particular region is the average of the daily readings of weather. It is the average of that. So it means uh, in this region there is more hotter hotter season. In Maharashtra, it is more hotter because it is India. It is more hotter overall India because it is in the equatorial region. No, it is not like that here snowfall is there. Like that is not there. So it is, if we take the average, then the climate of India, it will be hot. Now more after 20 years or 30 years, the climate will become more hotter, it will change. So it takes years, many years to change. Before 20 to 30 years, at the time of your mom dad, it would be less hotter than today. Climate does not change continuously. Climate is that which remains constant in a region for a long duration. So, as I told, that climate remains constant for a long duration. Climate is related to a longer duration, larger area. It is exactly opposite it, to weather. It is exactly opposite to weather. Climate is related to a longer duration and also a larger area. So, the climate of Maharashtra is hotter. The climate of Kashmir will be colder. So, that the way. Changes in the climate take place slowly over a much long duration. So changes in the climate take very slowly they occur, and even if even they will take 10 to 20 years to change. Okay, climate plays a very important role in our day-to-day life. So climate also affects our food, clothing, that all things. As in Mumbai it is hotter climate, so we eat more jawar chapati that way. But in other regions there will be not like that only. And Kerala or Tamil Nadu, they eat more rice. That is different climate. So it influences our basic needs like food, clothing, and shelter, as well as our occupation. So India's occupation is related to its climate, as here it is very hotter time, so there is more agriculture so that the plants can grow very properly here. And also food, clothes. So India's food and clothes are different from the food and clothes of America. There is little bit colder climate, so your food will be different. Clothes, even in the regions only, in Karnataka is different, in Maharashtra is different. So you can see that climate is especially important for an agrarian country like India. So agrarian here means agricultural country. So India's main basic occupation is agriculture. So climate is very important for us because agriculture is depends on climate. If there will be more rain, then there will be very much loss of crops. Various climatic factors like direction and speed of wind, temperature, atmospheric pressure, etc., are considered during construction of runways, seaports, huge bridges, and skyscrapers, etc. So, many of the climatic factors are considered while making many things. They are very much considered before making some big buildings or many seaports, runways, bridges also we need to consider, skyscrapers. Let's say it's shown you just an image like that, only the climate is there, somewhere different, somewhere different. Now let's see the distinguish between the weather and climate. It is a very important question that comes in the examinations, and also many of the children don't understand the main basic difference between weather and climate. So I will make you understand now. There's many of the students think that weather and climate is the same. It's never like that, because climate is hotter in India, but it is not like that every day the weather is also hotter. Weather. First point, atmospheric conditions at a specific time at a particular place are referred to as weather. Whereas the climate of a particular region is the average of daily readings of various weather related parameters recorded for several years. This was the first point for distinguish. Weather can change continuously. Climate remains constant in a region for a long duration. Weather is related to a specific location and specific time. Climate is related to a longer duration and larger time. Okay, so climate is related to a larger time and longer duration, but weather to a specific location and a specific time. Okay, so this was a difference between weather and climate. Our next topic comes is meteorology. Okay, so exactly what is meteorology? You have been heard about forecasting. Weather forecasting means we have to tell about what could be the weather. It is never true. We cannot say like that it is false or true. It can be anything. It can be true, it can be false. I will make you understand that if the in the news channel they tell us about the weather forecasting, so the departments working under it tell about the forecasting. So this study for doing forecasting, they have to study about the weather a lot. So the study of weather or the forecasting is called meteorology, the science that studies the interrelationships between the various components of air, natural cycles, geological movements of the earth, and climate is called meteorology. So it is a science that studies about the interrelationships between the about the air, natural cycles, geological movements of the earth, climate. Meteorology includes the storms, study of storms, clouds, rainfall, thunder, lightning, etc. You have heard no? Many of times we got to get to know about the cyclones are there in the water, in the seas. So we get to know about how by the forecasting, by the satellite broadcasting. So that is all related to meteorology. So they also need to understand and tell us, and we all become very uh, careful at that time. And many of the fishermen have very much problems due to this. Depending upon the study of such factors, weather forecasts are made. They are useful to common people, farmers, fisheries, aviation services means air services. Aviation means that air services like aeroplanes, water transport, and various other organizations. So it helps everyone to choose their ways. If you are traveling through aeroplane, so if there will be the climate will be thunderous or raining, then the plane will not get off. The plane will be cancelled, or the you have to change your day. So it depends upon that also. Okay, many factors are there. So this science is known as metrology. Now let's learn about the factors of our own Indian Meteorological Department. So what is Indian Meteorological Department? This department is only telling us about the meteorology of India. So it tells about how and what is the climate of India, and what are the factors which are affecting it, and also the any changes in the atmosphere. The Indian Meteorological Department was founded by the British in 1875 at Shimla. Its head office is at Pune, and its regional offices are at Mumbai, Kolkata, Chennai, Nagpur, and Delhi. Maps are prepared every day, which indicate the daily or predictions about the weather. Such maps are prepared and published twice in every 24 hours. So they prepare maps according to the daily predictions, and they do it twice. They are published twice in 24 hours. So in a day, two times. In this in this institute, research goes on continuously on various aspects like instruments for climatic readings, predictions about climate made using radar, predictions about climate related to seismology, predictions regarding rainfall by satellites, air pollution, etc. So it tells about predictions related to rainfall. Tomorrow it will be very high rainfall according to the news that they get. Okay, so this institute is very important for our all the people. It is doing a very nice work and very predictions. But many people don't believe their things. But it is not ever truth, not even false. Means it can be sometimes wrong. All are humans only, no. So they cannot exactly know the future. No one can do that. Okay. Now let's go to this is the symbol by Indian Meteorological Department. in Hindi we say it Bharat Mausam Vigyan Vibhag. So let's go to next topic is monsoon model and climate prediction. So they may monsoon model is nothing but they prepare a model for telling us the rainfall or average rainfall of this year. Every year it is there. And climate prediction. The tradition of forecasting the monsoon season in India is older than 100 years. After the famine of 1877, H.F. Blandford, the founder of IMD is the short form of Indian Meteorological Department, who had founded IMD. It is H.F. Blandford had made such a prediction for the first time, taking the snowfall in the Himalayas as a parameter for this prediction. So the tradition of forecasting was older than 100 years before it has started. In the decade of the 1930s, the then director of IMD, Sir Gilbert Walker, had underlined the relationship between various worldwide climatic factors and the Indian monsoon, and based on available observations and previous recordings related to this relationship, he put forth a hypothesis regarding the nature of the monsoon. So he had prepared a relationship between the other monsoon and India's monsoon, and he prepared a hypothesis regarding to the nature of the monsoon. So what is monsoon model? It is just that it is a model related to the monsoon. It is telling us about how much monsoon or rainfall was there every year. It a proper graphical model it can be. So of many years we are having with the initiative of Dr. Vasantrao Govirikar in the decade of 1990s, a monsoon model based upon 16 worldwide climatic parameters was developed. You know that this model was in use from 1990 to 2002. There are many types of monsoon models. I can tell you three: mathematical model, dynamic also, holistical model, statistical model. So that I have showed a graphical model. So what is mathematical model? I will just tell you in short. Forecasts are made with the help of mathematical models which take into account estimates of current weather, related events and ongoing physical interaction between them. So in mathematical model, they consider the mathematic calculations. Holistical model. In this model, predictions are based upon those parameters used in other models which have the greatest effect on the monsoon. So monsoon holistical model is based on the predictions taken into consideration after seeing other models. Okay, so they are based on that. And statistical model, in this one more, the third one is statistical model. In this model, current climatic observations in a region are compared with earlier parameters such as oceanic temperature, atmospheric pressure and the nature of the monsoon rainfall of several years. So it is made a statistic. You all know what is statistic, graphical, as I have shown an image also. So it is all they are comparing in this with last year and to this year. That way they compare it with presently new models are being developed at the IITM. IITM full form is Indian Institute of Tropical Metrology. Okay, so presently, many new models are being made there. Work is in progress at two levels, namely designing new models and developing new technology. The main focus is on development of the radar system and satellite technology. Okay. Any meteorological model now depends upon the interrelationship between parameters used in that model and the results expected from it. Okay. सो ये था मॉनसून मॉडल के बारे में. ये सिर्फ एक मॉडल होता है, क्लाइमेट की प्रेडिक्शन होती है. ओके, आई एम एंडिंग दिस लेक्चर हियर ओनली. Please like and subscribe and also share the video. We will continue in this next lecture.